Hey guys, welcome back. Today on the Untitled Artist, we are making the August Birthstone Flower Fairy. This is the next doll in my Birthstone Flower Fairy series. If you missed my other dolls, starting with January, you can check those out. There is a link below in the description of the video. If you are new to making fairies with me, welcome. I'm super excited about this doll. Today is actually my mother's birthday, so it seems appropriate to be posting this pretty doll today. Let's grab some supplies and get started. So the first thing we're going to need is a flower. I found this beautiful fluffy green flower at JoAnn's a couple years ago. I liked the different tones of green and almost the white in it and how frilly the petals were. You're going to need some thread, and I have two different colors of green, one metallic and one just a peridot colored green. I've got some crystals. I'm using the Swarovski crystal Birthstone mix. There are 4 of each month that come in the pack. So there were 4 of the Peridot Swarovski crystals. I actually opened up a few other packages of these, but I will put links below to the set, or if you just wanted to buy the Peridot Swarovski crystals. I've got some E6000 glue to apply my little crystals and a toothpick, and then I've got this gorgeous glitter I got from Michael's. It has all different shades of green in it, little tiny gold stars. It's beautiful. I have some Mod Podge and a paintbrush I'll be using to apply the glue. I've got a sharp pair of scissors and, of course, my trusty glue gun set on low. And last but definitely not least, you'll need a fairy. I made this fairy by taking a piece of floral wire, a wooden bead, and some embroidery floss for the skin and the hair, and twisted it into this beautiful little doll. There are step-by-step detailed instructions on my YouTube channel. I will put the link for that video below where I teach you exactly how to put your doll together. I also have a skin tone video I will link below. I've given this fairy a different skin tone, and also I've already styled her hair. So you can see she's got this really pretty braided updo, and I will post a link for that below. And now it's time to dress our doll. So I'm going to grab the metallic green embroidery floss, and I'm going to wrap, starting at her waist, right up to underneath her arms, and give her a little pair of shorts, which you can see here. And then I'm going to take that green, and I'm just going to wrap some right around the top of her dress, right under her arms. I did this because I will be adding one of the crystals to the very top of her dress, and I felt like the crystal showed up better if it was against the floss that wasn't metallic. I think it just made it pop more. This is super subtle, but I really loved how it ended up. So then I just glued it on the back, cut off the rest of that thread, and this is what we've got. Then I'm going to set her aside, and I'm going to grab my flower and pull it apart. And this flower came apart so easily. So I just start layering the petals together in different ways to design her skirt. One neat thing about this flower is I could probably make 3 different dolls using the petals from this flower. So keep that in mind when you make your fairies. Save your extra petals because you can use them to make other dolls. Then I hold it up to my doll to see if I like the way that it looks. If I do, I'm going to cut an X into the center of each petal. So I just fold it in half and cut an X so I can easily slide the petals up and around her waist. And then so I do that with all the petals, and then starting with the top layers of her skirt, I start sliding those petals up and around her waist, arranging them as I go. And you don't want the petals to sit right on top of each other. You want them to overlap nicely, so she has a really pretty full skirt. And you can see I'm arranging these as I go. And then I'm going to grab my glue gun, and I'm going to, using tiny dabs of glue, start to hook her skirt together. Just little dabs of glue to hold that skirt in place, and I do that in the front and in the back. And this is what we've got so far. Now I'm going to give her some gloves and shoes, and I do have a gloves and shoes tutorial I will link below. So I actually grabbed this champagne colored metallic thread. I thought it would be really pretty with the green, and I gave her a pair of gloves. Turned out so pretty. And then I grabbed the green, and I'm going to give her a pair of shoes. And this is what we've got. I loved the green shoes. I love the champagne colored gloves. I think it turned out just perfect for her dress. Now I'm going to take my Mod Podge and I pour some into a little plastic container. I've got my paintbrush and my glitter, and I'm going to add a layer of glitter just right around my fairy's waist. So I just get a little bit of glue and I paint it on. I like using a paintbrush because it gives me a lot of control over exactly where the glue is going to go. And I put a piece of paper underneath her to catch the glitter, and I just dump the glitter right on top of the glue, pat it down with my fingers to press it into place, and then I go back and add a little bit more where I feel it might need some. And then of course, when I'm done, I pour that glitter back into the container. And you guys, this glitter is seriously so pretty. It has these teeny tiny gold stars in it, lots of different shades of green, and I thought it just made her dress pop. It's so beautiful. It also tied in that champagne color of her gloves. So now I'm going to grab my E6000 glue. I put a little bit on a paper, and I'm going to use the toothpick to help me apply the crystal. So I'm taking a tiny dab of glue on the toothpick. I'm putting it right at the top of her dress over that thread. And then I grab my crystal, and using the toothpick once again, I put that just right at the top of her dress, right in the middle. Then I'm going to use 3 more in her hair. So I'm just lining those up on the side of her braided updo. And it just added this beautiful sparkle right at the top of her hair. One thing to keep in mind with this glue is it does take a while for it to dry, but once it dries, those little crystals are not going anywhere. And I just feel like it's a lot easier to do this part with the E6000 glue than it would be a glue gun. And this is what we've got. And then I was actually going to just stop here, but I decided since I had all of those beautiful sparkly crystals left to add one to the tips of the top layer of her skirt. So there were 6 different petals on the top layer of her skirt, and I just added a little crystal to the top of each petal right at the end, which just added a little bit more glamour and sparkle. And that's it, guys. What do you think? Happy birthday to my August birthdays. I love how this fairy turned out. This is such a beautiful shade of green, and I've always loved Peridot because it is my mother's birthstone. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I am really excited about the September fairy, which I hope to be getting out very soon. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. That would be amazing. It helps me out a lot. If you'd like to share your fairies with me, you can do that with the hashtag untidyartistfairydoll on Instagram. I love seeing your creations. I love hearing from you. You guys are honestly the best. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next time.